Welcome back, guys. I am so sorry. I have been so busy with work and other projects. So I have got about 3, possibly 4 more projects that I got to introduce to you guys. I have been working on the Subaru swap. That took a long time, and I was just filming, and I haven't been editing any footage. So I've got the first part of the Subaru video ready to go. So this is what you guys will be watching. But I am excited to show you what else I have planned. I am so freaking excited for what is coming next. But I gotta get some other projects out of here. I'll show you guys a little bit of that before I kick them out of here, because I'm trying to flip some cars so I can get some money for this other project that I got that you guys will see later. But for now, I hope you guys enjoy this Subaru video. Yeah, today I'm going to be prepping this thing to get yanked out. What I do first on an engine swap is drain all the fluids. So I gotta drain the power steering, the oil should be already drained, and then the AC. So the AC system is illegal to drain into the atmosphere. So I'm going to avoid that, and I think I'm going to keep the AC compressor with the car. So this AC compressor is quite a bit different from that one. I think that it'll line up. I'll show you what I mean. So this is the AC compressor on the red Subi. You can see there's a mounting bolt right there, and then there's one right down there, and then one that goes in right there. But you can see the fittings, and there's no plug-in on the top of this. There's this one right there, that little guy, but there's just those two right there on top. So now when we come out to the blue one out here, you can see the compressor is completely different, and so is the belt. So I am probably going to be swapping over most of the accessories. So I'm going to keep the alternator, probably the power steering pump, the AC compressor, all on this car. You can see though that there's a bolt right there, and there should be a bolt right here, but it's different obviously. But so far what should mount up to the block and the bracket should be the same. So I think I'm going to just swap all the accessories over. And who knows, I may be wrong, and the AC compressor doesn't line up with anything over there on that engine. So I could be wrong on that, but I'm hoping that I won't be, so that I don't have to drain this AC system. So there's a big old connection right there. That's the whole engine harness. Disconnected, baby. Also, I lied on the fluids part. I just kind of do whatever's easiest. Freaking gear oil, dude. There's hardly any fluid in there. She completely ran this thing out of transmission fluid as well. Brother, look at this. This is fresh from inside. Can you see that? There's a drop on it, dude. Alright, what the hell are we doing, brother? Alright, well, I drained the coolant. I went ahead and pulled the radiator and fans out just because I wanted more room. So now I just cracked the power steering high pressure line off the pump, and I am planning on just leaving all the lines on the vehicle and trying to leave as much stuff as I can on her car so that I don't have to take it off, and so that I don't have to worry about that in the future, you know. So I think we might get this belt out first. That might be a good idea. Alright, fuel is completely disconnected from the engine. We should be close to yanking this sucker out. Okay, we've got coolant, oil drained, power steering fluid is draining right now, technically. We've got fuel disconnected. We've got AC to disconnect. We got to take off the air compressor. AC compressor, jeez. Then I gotta figure out how to hook this sucker up and yank it. I gotta put together a freaking hoist too. Look at me, I'm a freaking genius. Look at this, freaking bag with a zip tie. You got no more leaks. You got no more freaking mess all over your freaking engine bay. You got freaking a paper towel stuffed in one of the holes. I'm freaking Genius, dude. Okay, we have got the starter disconnected. We've got a ground strap that was on there as well, disconnected from the block. Oh, we got one heater core left. Heater core hose left. After a quick potty break, we're going to start taking off all the transmission bolts, and then we're going to see if we can get this thing hooked up. The AC, son of a bucket, dude. Okay, we're just going to get the transmission bolts off right now, and then we're going to start working on the AC, because I want to get that transmission unhooked. Okay, I got as many transmission bolts off as I could get to from the top. So I'm gonna get this AC belt off and get the AC compressor kind of off to the side and where the battery usually is. And then I can work on getting the alternator off and probably the power steering pump, I'm thinking. Alrighty, look at this. I got the whole AC compressor out. I've got it kinked over here. This hose and this hose are kinked, but it's okay. So I've got it out of the way. I've got the bolts back in. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be able to make this engine work in that blue one. I'm hoping that this bracket is going to fit perfectly for this thing. I might have to change the crank pulley, but if that's all I got to change, that's totally fine with me, you know. So I've got, I think, a couple more bolts on the bottom side of the transmission, and then I got to figure out a way to strap this thing up. I got to set up my crane as well, and then I can yank the sucker out. I got to set up my engine stand too, so I can put this thing on the engine stand, then park that sucker outside. I'm starting to really hate the smell of coolant. And as a BMW guy, I should love that smell, you know? Freaking A, man. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you. If you are also a struggling Subaru mechanic like I am, I'm not a Subaru mechanic. If you're struggling with these little nuts on the back of the transmission, don't go under the car. It does not help you at all. Unless you got a wobble socket and a heavy impact, it will be probably easier that way. Otherwise, get a brake bar and go from the top. So I think I am good to go to get this thing strapped up and get the crane together and get this thing yanked out. Look at this freaking painted. Oh my gosh. It's so pretty, dude. Oh. The real reason people get a shop crate. Oh my gosh. Okay, someone pull me down. Oh my goodness, it's been a couple days. I have been a little bit busy and researching how to get this thing apart. I finally have it separated right here. I've got a pretty good gap. It's finally apart after a couple YouTube videos and figuring out how to separate this thing. So we're going to pull it out. I had to use my mallet, screwdriver, chisel, pry bar, everything to get that thing apart. Everything was disconnected. I think it was just the studs, or the dowels, I mean, that were seized in there and they're rusted pretty good, so they're holding it real well. So after a couple tries of getting under there and everything, I finally got it apart. So now we're going to pull it. Golly, I hope these straps hold. This sucker on the stand. Well, first I gotta build the stand. Then I can put this thing on the stand and store it away because I gotta rebuild it before I'm gonna put it in the other Subaru. So now I'm just gonna kind of clean this up a little bit, move stuff out of the way, and then I gotta pull the other one. Because there's no refrigerant in the system, I don't really care about cracking the lines, so I don't have to worry about that. Someone else did. Someone else can harm the environment, but not me. On today's episode of How Bucked Up is Bucked Up. That's bucked up. This is good.
So on the heater core lines, I'm not sure which one is the inlet or the outlet, so I'm taking these hose clamps and I'm moving one past on the left side where the hard lines are, and the other one will probably stay on the soft line. So I'm going to be, I was just checking, so I got to switch these. So this hose clamp is going to stay on this line, so I know which one is which when I go to put the new engine in, so I don't get my heater core lines switched. Alrighty, it is a new day. I got everything disconnected. I got the torque converter bolts out. There's 4 of them. I missed a couple bolts on transmission side, and then I had to get the front engine mat out, but we got her out, baby. I don't know exactly what happened. The torque converter was still connected to the, what is that called? The flex plate? I don't know. But there was a ton of oil that came out. So I think I might have just like obliterated a rear main seal, or the transmission seal was just non-existent and I just drained all the transmission fluid. I'm not sure. I think because the torque converter came out with it, that's what holds the seal, because I'm pretty sure this should mate up with the input shaft seal on the transmission. So I think I just drained all the transmission fluid I put in there. I don't think it smells like gear oil though. Oh, that is gear oil. Okay, that makes me feel a lot better. Also, I found out timing cover is cracked, damn it. Pretty annoyed about that. I'm hoping the belt's gonna be okay, but I think I might just switch over the timing cover from her old engine. Look at this, we got the blue one out. It's hanging. I don't have another engine stand, so we're just gonna leave it up here. But we've got both of them out. I think that's going to be it for this video. This next video is going to get everything swapped over onto the new one from this guy. Timing cover was cracked as you guys saw, so I got to swap that over, and the crank pulley's different, the accessories and everything, the engine mounts, whatever like that is all different. So gonna have to work on that for a little bit, but hope you guys enjoy this one. Stay tuned for the next one. Bye.
You're cute.
No.